Testing, testing, testing. What's going on? What's going on? It is Trade Digital. Trade Digital, the coder. You can follow me IG on IG at Trade Digital 89. Today we got a great lesson we're gonna do today. We're gonna do loops. We're gonna do conditional statements. So we're gonna do some cool things with the loops as well. We're gonna probably do some star pyramid shape. We're gonna do a pyramid shapes in stars and star patterns. So that's gonna be pretty dope. But first we gotta learn how to do for loops. And we gotta learn about loops. So we're gonna code that right now. And before we start coding, just want to give out some inspiration. Anybody that wants to get into programming, I started out extremely late, and I started to learn. Just stay committed, stay with it, never quit. Continue on learning, and just be passionate about this. If you want to do this, if you want to learn how to code, just be passionate about it. And that's like with anything you want to, if anything that you're passionate about, just go for it. Go for it. Don't hold back. Just completely go for it. But we're going to start coding now. Let's go to the script. So we're going to be coding loops. So first thing I'm going to code is for loops. So let me put a hashtag here. We'll be coding for loops. So for loops it's iterating through a range of numbers, iterating through a list of numbers inside a tuple, any type of data structure. It's going to loop around and it's going to print all these items outside the list, or it's going to print a range of numbers. So a simple for loop, we could do for I, that means iterate. So it's iterating through something in the range of, let's say, 10. And then we do print I. So what we do right here, then we run that, you see it's going to print a range of numbers. So it's going to print 10 numbers. Remember, Python counts 0 as a number. So it's going to print a range of numbers, a range of 10. It's not going to count 10. So you see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's going to print a range of numbers, a range of 10 numbers. And let's say we want to print a string in that. So we want to print my name 10 times. We just implement a string. So we put Deshaun right here. And then the same thing will pop up. But it will print my name 10 times because we implemented a string. You remember the last video we were talking about the difference between a string and an integer. So that's just a range of numbers we can print out. We can do for I in range of, let's do for I in range, or for I in Deshaun, right? So let's do this for I in range of Deshaun, or for I in Deshaun. This is the name, print I. So what you think it's going to print here? It's going to print all the letters in my name. So you see right here, I don't know why it's not letting me go down. Let me see. So you print out all the letters in my name, DASHAWN. So it's iterating through my name. So that's why it says for I in Deshaun. So it's going to iterate all the letters inside this string, which is Deshaun. So you remember when we create a variable. Let's create a variable name to equal to school, right? So we could iterate through a variable as well. So we can do for I in school. Make sure you put it, no, for I in name, my fault, for I in name, print I, right? So let's do that. For I in name, print I, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to print out, it's going to iterate through that variable. Name is equal to school, so it's iterating through SCHOOL. So it's going to iterate through that string, that variable that we created. So we do print, let's do print name. Let's do, okay, we want to print name here. So it's iterating through name. And look how it iterates through name. So it prints school the amount of times. So it prints school 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So why do you think it's printing school 6 times? Because what it's doing is it's iterating the elements inside that string. School inside that string is school, so it's iterating. Okay, school has 6 letters, so the program is saying for I in range of name, print name. Okay, how many letters school have? 6, so it's going to print the amount of. It's going to iterate it 6 times to that loop. So a loop is just going in circles. It's printing out S, it's printing out C, it's printing out H, it's printing out O, it's printing out O again, it's printing out L. So that's the iteration it does, right? We also could print it out in uppercase or lowercase. So and we also could iterate through that. So we can put for I in name, and we can print name dot, and we can put it in all uppercase, upper. Let's print that in all uppercase. And you see when we print that out in all uppercase, you see it's print school in uppercase 6 times. So that's just using the uppercase function. We can do it with lowercase as well. We can do lower, and then print it all in lowercase letters. So you see, we're using different formulas and different functions as well. So now let's show how we could let's introduce list. List is a mutable data structure. So I mean, no, it's a mutable data structure. So you can change it, you can remove items, you can check for items, you can update items. But first, before we do that, we'll probably do that in the next video. But we're just gonna show how a list we could be able to iterate through a list. So we'll do list 1 to equal to, and then we just have a list of items. And remember, list is mutable, so it could have as many data structures. It could have Boolean values. It could have floats. It could have integers. It could have that many things. But we'll start with string. So we create a list of the days of the week. So we'll do Monday. We'll do Tuesday. We'll do Wednesday. I want to put that cat. Thursday. And let's just do Friday. Let's do the 5-day weekend. Let's do the business days. Let's make list 1 be business days. Business days, right? So we'll make that business days. So we can iterate through these days of the week. So let me first do this. We went through all of this, so I'm gonna just so it won't interrupt us. Okay, so we did that. So now we can iterate through this list. So so sorry about that. So you want to know how do we iterate through a list? So what it's doing is it's going to check for business days. So it says for I in business days, print I. So I represents it's iterated. So it's iterating through it. So it's going to go to business days, print out Monday. Then it's going to go back to say, okay, what else is in the list? Print out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You see the loop going circle to circle until there's nothing else in the loop. Until all the items is printed out outside this list. So let's say we just print the list. We print business days. So we print that list, right? It's just gonna print the items within the list. So you see the items within the list: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But we want to iterate the items outside the list. We can do with a for loop. So we'll do for I in business days, right? For I in business days, you're going to print, you're going to print I. And then you see, we print out all the items outside that list. So you see the list is right here. The list is anything that's inside these hard brackets. And then you see below that list, be able to print out all the items outside the list. So it's print out Monday, then print out Tuesday, then print out Wednesday, print out Thursday, print out Friday, and then there's nothing, no more items in that list. So that's just the basic formula of a for loop to go over. We'll go over the more complex things. So we're gonna, and then this next one we're gonna go over conditional statements. Conditional statements is it's conditions. It's you can, you know, you got less than or greater than, but it will return a Boolean values, and Boolean values is true or false. So we do print 5 is greater than 10, right? If we print that, we're gonna get a statement saying a Boolean value of false. So we get a false statement right here because 5 is not greater than, is not greater than 5 is not greater than 10. And then we can also do, okay, is 5 equal to 10? So the two equal signs means, okay, is 5 is equal to 10. So you got to put two equal signs if you want to create that condition. And that also returns a Boolean value of false. So that returns false. And if you want to do, okay, print if 5 is less than or equal to 10, right? Well, it says greater than. My fault. If let's say 5 is less than or equal to 10. So what does this condition does? Okay, if it's less than or equal to 10, it's going to print a Boolean value. So it's going to be either or. So if this first condition, which is less than, is true, it's going to print true. So it don't matter if the second condition is false, it's going to print the true statement because it's either or conditions. So you see, it returns a Boolean value of true because 5 is less than 10. And it's another conditional statement. 5, the exclamation point, that means not equal to 10. So that means not equal to 10. So that's another conditional statement. And then that will return a value of true. So those is conditional statements. Now we can dive a little bit deeper into it. So we'll keep going. So we could dive a little bit deeper into it. Now we can create our if statements. So if statements is going through many conditions. If statements are going through many conditions. To see if this statement is true, if it's not true, go to the next statement. So we're gonna do that. So we'll do this. We create a variable. So we'll make x to equal to 10, and we make y to equal to 20. So we'll do if x is less than or equal to 10, we're going to print, we could print anything here. So we could print a Boolean value. First, let's print a Boolean value because we're gonna print a Boolean value. We don't have to necessarily put in a string. We could just put it like that. And then so the else condition, that means, okay, if this statement is not true, the else statement allows us to go to the next statement. Okay, let's see if this statement is true. So let's just go to the next statement. So we got two statements here. So we got if we create a variable x to equal to 10. If x is less than or equal to 10, we're going to print true, else print false. So when we run that, it's going to print a Boolean value of true because it went through those conditions. So it says, so you see right there, if x is less than or equal to 10, and you know x is less than it. So let's do this. So let's put if x is greater than or equal to, print true, and we'll introduce another statement. So this is called the else if statement. So this is many conditions if this condition is true or not. So this is called elif. It's elf. You can call it as elf, but you can call it elif. Those are elif statements. So this statement is also, it goes down the next condition. So we said print true, else if x is not equal to y. Let's just put else if x is not equal to y, print true. Just print true. Else print false. So what we got here? So we put if x is less than or equal to 10, print true. Else if x is not equal to y, print true. Else print false. So that's gonna print true as well, because x less than 10. Well, no, x is less than or equal to 10. So I got it wrong. I got it wrong before, because the 10 messed me up. So x is equal to 10. Remember, we initiate x to equal to 10. So x is less than or equal to 10. So even when we put the greater than, right? We put the greater than, x is not greater than 10 because it's equal to it. So that's a true statement. So let's make this 15 so we can see the conditional statements. Let's put something else different here. Let's put maybe, 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 maybe it's correct. Let's put something funny there. Let's see, does it go through that? So we put if x is greater than or equal to 15, print true. Else if x is not equal to y, print maybe it's correct. Else print false. And then look what it does. Maybe it's correct, because it goes through that next conditional statement that's the truest condition inside this L if statement. So that's how it goes. And let's just add equal. Let's see if we return what would happen if we do that. So if x is equal to y, and then now you see it goes to the last conditional statement false. So that's just the else if statement. I kind of messed up because I got kind of like a brain fart, because x and the 10 threw me off, knowing that x is equals to 10, because that's a variable, so it's equal to 10. But you get the whole premise of the if statement. It goes through these conditions to see which condition is true. So if this is not true, it goes else if this condition is true. If it's not, else this condition is true. So it keeps going down to see what condition is true. So we'll do something fun. We're gonna create a star pattern and a pyramid shape. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna create that in a for loop. So let's cancel all of this out, and then we'll do that. And then probably the next video I can show we can do designs and import turtle as well with the for loop. So we're gonna do a star pattern using for loop. Star pattern and pyramid shape and a pyramid shape. Star pattern and a pyramid shape. So the first thing we're gonna do it in a for loop, right? So we're gonna do 10. We're gonna do for I in range of 10. So we're gonna print 10 stars going down, 10 rows of stars going down. And then we're going to put for J in range of the formula. So this is going to be the row. So it's going to be this for loop is going to represent the row. So if you're going to put 10 minus I, so I represents 0. It's represent each index of each index. So it's going to represent the spaces, -1. And -1, that means we're going the opposite way. We're going to the left, because we want to be able to shift the pyramid to the right. So we want to see how many spaces we have to the left side. So this for loop is counting the amount of spaces. So this formula is saying right here, saying 10 minus 0 minus 1, and that equals 9. So it'll be 9 spaces. We have empty spaces. Then the next one will be, the next iteration will be 10 minus 1 minus 1. And that would equal to 10 minus 1 is 9, minus 1 is 8. So that means we got 8 spaces left. So it keeps, so the I represents, it's iterating the amount of spaces, we have. All right, so let me erase this because this is going to keep following. So what we're going to do is we're going to print the empty space here. We're going to print empty spaces because we're going to print the amount of spaces. And then we're going to put the n value. N represents, is going to count the amount of spaces down. So it's going to count it down. Boom, 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 boom. So that's the first for loop. Now the second for loop, we'll do for k in range of, and then we'll do 1 because we want to start at 1. Now we want to print the stars out. That's what you want to do. We want to print the amount of stars. So we're going to do another iteration. So we're going to start at 1. And then I, remember I is 0. And then we're going to times that by 2. So this formula is saying 1. No, well, remember the operation multiplication is first. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So you remember multiplication is first. So it's really 0. Let me put the hashtag 0 times 2 that equals 2. 0, then it's plus 1. So it's plus 1, and that equals to 1. The next formula is 1 times 2 that equals to what? 2, but plus 1 equals 3. So we'll have 3 stars. So it'll be 1 star, then it'll be 3 stars. Then you get the next one. 1 times the iteration. Now we at the third position. So it'll be 0. We got 0. It'll be 3. So it'll be, let me see. Yeah, it'll be 3. So 1 times 3 is 3, right? Hold on, I did something wrong. All right, so we got 0 right here. So 0 times 2 equals 0 plus 1 equals 1. Then we have to 1 times 2 equals 2 plus 1 equals 3. Then we got 2. There you go. I caught myself. 2 times 2 equals 4 plus 1 equals what? 5. And then it's going to be 7. So it's going to print it. It's going to print it out like that. It's going to be 1 star. Then it's going to be 3 stars. Then it's going to be 5 stars. Then it's going to be 7 stars. So you get the formula. So I represents the iteration of each position. So it's going 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And keep going to keep going, so on and so on. So now we can print the stars here. So we're going to print a star here. And then we're going to put n to equal to the empty string. And then we're going to print empty space there. So when we complete that, what we got our pyramid shape right here. So you see the formula. So let me show you what it's doing right here. So let's put a dot here so we can see the amount of spaces, right? Let's put a dot there. All right, let me see. Wait, no. 1 second. So we could we could see the amount of spaces we have. Let me see. Boom. Boom. Let me set. Hold up 1 second. Oh, I just do it like this. All right. So it shows the amount of spaces we have. So the first dot is representing the amount of spaces we have. You remember 10 minus I, right? So what we got here? Let's go back to the code. So we got 10 minus I. So it's 10 minus 0 minus 1 is 9. So going back to this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the first space is up top, which is 9. Now we in the second space. So 10 minus 1 is 9, minus 1 is 8. So it's going to be 8 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's going to keep getting smaller. Now we up to the third. We up to the third. Well, the third column, you could say, the third column. So this is the amount of spaces. You see the red? That's the amount of spaces. So it'll be 10 it'll be 10 minus 2, which 10 minus 2 is 8, minus 1 is 7. So it's going to be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I could keep going on and on. So you get it. So it will keep it's counting the amount of spaces until there's no more space left, and it's going to print. And then it's going to print the whole stars right there. So this is shifting the pyramid to the right side. So so that's why I put the dot there so you can see the amount of spaces. So when I don't put a dot there, I just add a space. You can see, okay, you see the pyramid right there. Now, remember the formula. Now the second for loop right here, where the formula is 0 times 2 plus 1. So 0 times 2 is 0, plus 1 is 1. So it's going to print the first star. The next one is going to print, can I be able to, I can put something here. So the next formula is going to print, you remember, so I represents, this would be the second row. So it'll be 1 times 2 to equal to what? 2 plus 1 to equal to 3. You see right there. And then go to the next row. Remember, I represents iterating. It's the iteration, but it represents iterating through each column of stars. So we go to the next one. So now we up to 2 times 2 equals 4 right? Then plus 1 equals 5. Well, we got 5 stars right here. Then now we up to, well, this is really, because you remember how Python counts 0, 1, 2, 3. Even though this is the fourth column, but it counts 0 in Python, counts 0, 1, 2, 3. Counts 0 as a number. So now we up to 3 times 2 to equal to what? 6 plus 1 equals 7. So you see 7 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we up to the fifth column. So 4 times 2 equals what? 8 plus 1 equals what? 9. So now it's a ninth row. So you see 3, 5, 7, 9. So it's printing out an odd number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you see the formula with that. You see the formula. So we'll stop it there. That might be too complex, but the more you study the for loops, you understand that for loops is iterating through a range of numbers, iterating through a string, iterating through a list, iterating through all these different data structures. So you'll kill it. You'll kill it. And I want to make sure everybody get it. So we'll end it here. I hope everybody enjoyed this lesson. Please follow me on IG, Trade Digital 89. Follow me for if you need a tutor, you need help, personal help. And I'm actually trying to create my own course sooner or later to be able to help people, because this technology is extremely important and it's extremely fun too. It's extremely fun, and it gets your brain operating on a God mode level. So please learn this. And I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. Get this out to the world. It's very important. But I'm gonna end this video with this last quote. Things in life may be hard, but you have another chance to wake up to make it right. So I'm gonna end it like that. My name is Trade Digital. You already know. This is my YouTube channel, and peace out. Peace out.